start with this, then Prabhuji can sing Tulsi Aarti and we can do Mataji's song. Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule Bhrajamanam
Namami Swaram Sachidanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Bhrajamanam
Yashodabhiyolukhaladavamanam Paramreshtamatyantato Dritya Gopya
Yashadabhiyo Lokalagavamanam Paramishtamatyantato Dritya Gopya
Yudantam muhurnetram yugmam vijantam Karambhoja yugmena shatankanetram
Udantam Muhurnetram Yugmam Marjantam Karambhoja Yugmena Satantakanetram
Muhurshvasakam patrirekhanka kantha Sitagrevam damodaram bhaktibhadam
Muhur Swasakam Patrirekhanka Kanta Chitagreva Damodaram Bhaktibadham
Idriksvalilabhir anandakunde Swagosham nimajantam akhyapayantam
Ididre Swadibhara Ananda Kunde Swaghosam Nimajantam Makhapayantam
Tadiyeshitageshu bhaktirjitatvam Puna prematastam shatavriti vande
Tadiye Sitagesu Bhakte Jitavam Puna Prematastam Satavriti Vande
Varam deva moksham na moksham vadim va Na chanyam vrineham varishadapiha
Varam Deva Moksham Na Moksham Vadimva Nachanayam Vrineham Vasadapiha
Idam seva purnath gopala balam Sada me manasya virashtam kimane
Idam Deva Purnatha Gopala Balam Sada Me Manase Avirastam Kimanye
Idam te mukhambojam atyanta nilet Vritam kuntalai snigdharaktaischa gopya
Idam Te Mukham Bhojam Atayante Nile Vitam Kunchale Snigdha Raktasha Gopya
Muhushchumbitam bimbaratadharam me Manasa virashtamalam lakshalabhe
Mohochumbitam Bimba Raktam Dharam Me Manase Avirastam Alam Lakshalaabhe
Namo Deva Damodar Ananta Vishnu Prasida Prabhau Dukkham Jalabhimagnam
Namo Deva Damodar Ananta Vishnu Prasida Prabho Dukha Jalabdhimagnam
Kripadrishti Vrishchati Dinam Batano Grihane Shamamagyam Idiyakshadrisha
Kripa Drishti Vishtati Dinam Batanu Grine Sama Agna Medhi Akshadrishya
Kuberatmajau Baddha Murteva Yadvat Swaya Mochitau Bhakti Bhajau Kritau Cha
Kuberatmajao Baddha Mrityo Vayadvat Tvaya Mochita Bhakti Bhajau Kritau Cha
Tatha Prema Bhaktim Swakame Prayacha न मोक्षे ग्रहो मेऽस्ति दामोदरे हा
तथा प्रेम भक्ति सा कामे प्रयच न मोक्षे गिरो मिस्ति दामोदरे हा
नमस्तेऽस्तु दाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिदाम्ने त्वदीयोदराय यथा विश्वस्य दाम्ने
नमस्ते सुदाम्ने सुहृदीप्तिदाम्ने त्वादियोदस्यादिकृष्यादिदाम्ने
नमो राधिकाय त्वदीया प्रियाय नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम्
नमो राधिकाय त्वदीया प्रियाये नमो नन्तलीलाय द्वया तुभ्यम्
नमो राधिकाय त्वदीया प्रियाय नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम्
नमो राधिकाय त्वदीया प्रियाये नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम्
नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपम् लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले भ्रजमानम्
नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं भोजे गोकुले भ्राजमानम्
यशोदाभियो लोकलाघवमानम् परामृष्टमत्यन्ततो धृत्यगोप्या
यशोदाभियो लोकलादवमानं परामृष्टमत्यन्ततो गोप्या
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
जय राधा दामोदर राधे
जय राधा दामोदर राधे
जय राधा दामोदर राधे
जय राधा दामोदर राधे
जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा
जय जगन्नाथ बल सुभद्रा
जय तुलसी महारानी, जय तुलसी महारानी, जय तुलसी महारानी, जय तुलसी महारानी।
जय तुलसी महारानी, जय तुलसी महारानी, जय तुलसी महारानी, जय तुलसी महारानी।
जय गुरुदेव, जय गुरुदेव, जय गुरुदेव, जय गुरुदेव।
जय गुरुदेव, जय गुरुदेव, जय गुरुदेव, जय गुरुदेव।
जय जय प्रभुपाद, 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद।
जय प्रभुपाद, 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 जय प्रभुपाद।
हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा, हरि बोल।
हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल।
Okay. Mataji, would you like to sing, or Prabhuji, either one? Let's do one next.
You want me to sing Tulsi Aarti?
Sure, Prabhuji.
And Anita Mataji will sing after, or Anita Mataji, you want to go first?
जैसे भी प्रभु जी, आई एम फाइन।
आप गा दीजिए पहले, तुलसी महारानी का हम लोग लास्ट में कर देंगे।
ठीक है।
आपने सॉन्ग भेजा था वही है, राइट?
हाँ वही है, मैं शेयर कर सकती हूँ, अदरवाइज
I'll share it. I have it.
ओके।
Okay, Mataji.
नंद दुलाल प्रभु, नंद दुलाल, नंद दुलाल प्रभु, नंद दुलाल,
नंद दुलाल प्रभु, नंद दुलाल, नंद दुलाल प्रभु, नंद दुलाल।
जय गोविंदा, जय गोपाल, केशव माधव दीन दयाल।
जय गोविंदा, जय गोपाल, केशव माधव दीन दयाल।
दीन दयाल प्रभु, दीन दयाल, दीन दयाल प्रभु, दीन दयाल।
दीन दयाल प्रभु, दीन दयाल, दीन दयाल प्रभु, दीन दयाल।
दीन दयाल प्रभु, दीन दयाल, दीन दयाल प्रभु, दीन दयाल।
दीन दयाल प्रभु, दीन दयाल, दीन दयाल प्रभु, दीन दयाल।
सुंदर कन्हैया, गिरधरधारी नंद दुलाल।
श्याम सुंदर कन्हैया, गिरधरधारी नंद दुलाल।
श्याम सुंदर कन्हैया लाल, गिरधरधारी नंद दुलाल।
श्याम सुंदर कन्हैया लाल, गिरधरधारी नंद दुलाल।
नंद दुलाल प्रभु, नंद दुलाल, नंद दुलाल प्रभु, नंद दुलाल।
नंद दुलाल प्रभु, नंद दुलाल, नंद दुलाल प्रभु, नंद दुलाल।
नंद दुलाल प्रभु, नंद दुलाल, नंद दुलाल प्रभु, नंद दुलाल।
नंद दुलाल प्रभु, नंद दुलाल, नंद दुलाल प्रभु, नंद दुलाल।
अच्युत केशव श्री राधा माधव, गोविंद गोपाल हरि।
अच्युत केशव श्री राधा माधव, गोविंद गोपाल हरि।
अच्युत केशव श्री राधा माधव गोविंद गोपाल हरि।
अच्युत केशव
माधव गोविंद गोपाल हरि।
जय गोविंदा जय गोपाल केशव माधव दीन दयाल।
जय गोविंदा जय गोपाल केशव माधव दीन दयाल।
जय गोविंदा जय गोपाल केशव माधव दीन दयाल।
जय
गोविंदा जय गोपाल केशव माधव दीन दयाल।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम राम हरे हरे।
हरे
हरे कृष्णा हरे राम कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे,
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे,
हरे
हरे राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे,
हरे
हरे राम राम राम
हरे
हरे हरे।
जय श्री कृष्णा प्रभु जी, सभी को
जय श्री
हरि
कृष्ण।
बोल। बहुत बढ़िया बहुत बढ़िया। हरि बोल।
Tulsi Devi, who is very dear to Lord Keshava. O goddess, you bestow devotional service to Lord Vishnu and possess the highest truth.
So that is this one. Vrindaya Tulsi Devaya Priyaya Keshavascha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satvataya Namo Namaha. That was the meaning.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you. Vaidehi, would you like to read?
O Tulsi, beloved of Krishna, I bow before you again and again. My desire is to obtain the service of Sri Radha Krishna.
Raina, can you read next one?
Whoever takes shelter of you has his wishes fulfilled. Bestowing your mercy on him, you make him a resident of Vrindavana.
Okay. Binita, you want to read next one? Number 3.
My desire is that you will also grant me a residence in the pleasure groves of Sri Vrindavana Dhama. Thus, within my vision, I will always behold the beautiful pastimes of Radha and Krishna.
Fourth.
I beg you to make me a follower of cowherd
Damsels of Praja.
Please give me privilege of devotional service and making my great service.
Okay. Is Tanishka there? She was there before.
Tanishka,
ये पटकन
fifth, she has to read fifth.
लोकर
Dina Dukhi, fifth you are reading.
Dina Dukhi Krishna Dasa prayers.
Okay.
May I always swim in love of Sri Radha and Govinda.
Okay. Abhishek, can you read the last one?
By the circumambulation of Srimati Tulsi Devi, all the sins that one may have committed are destroyed at every step, even the sin of killing a Brahmana.
So this is the Pradakshina mantra what Abhishek Prabhuji read. It's Yanikani cha papani brahma hatyadikani cha Tani tani pranashanti
Pranashanti
pradakshina pade pade.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. So I think the meaning is pretty clear. Basically, the author is begging Tulsi Maharani to become their servant. So we always say that we are aspiring servants. We want to become servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. So Tulsi Maharani is a devotee or servant. So we are saying, make us your maid servant or servant. And in this way, we can get Krishna's mercy. So since Vraj, Bhumi, or Vrindavan, Vrinda is another name for Tulsi Maharani, and Vrindavan is the name given to Vrindavan Dham because of so much Tulsi there, so much plants of Tulsi there. So just like Tulsi Maharani enjoys the Radha and Krishna pastimes in Vrindavan Dham, we are begging for her mercy to also make us a resident of Vrindavan, so we can always behold Radha and Krishna and their pastimes. Anybody wants to add to anything? Nirbhay Prabhu?
Not much. Krishna Das, the author, right?
Author is Krishnadas. Krishnadas, yes, you're right.
The fourth, this fourth is saying Krishna Das, who is just is different himself. That the author is saying, may I always be the lover, Sri Radha and Govinda. And I don't know if everybody understands circumambulation that Prabhuji is saying. Big word, so some kids are there, I don't know. But circumambulation just means going around in circle. So when we walk around.
Circle around Tulsi. Okay, Prabhuji.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Let me, I'm trying to sing the Tulsi Puja Kirtana. Namo Namaha Tulasi Krishna Preyasi Namo Namaha
Namo Namah Tulsi Krishna Preyasi Namo Namah
Namo Namaha Tulasi Krishna Preyasi Namo Namaha
Namo Namah Tulasi Krishna Preyasi Namo Namah
Radha Krishna Seva Pavo Yehi Abhilasi
Radha Krishna Seva Pavo Yehi Abhilasi
Radha Krishna Seva Pavo Yehi Abhilasi Namo Namaha Tulasi Krishna Preyasi Namo Namaha
Radha Krishna Seva Pavo Yehi Abhilasi Namo Namaha Tulasi Krishna Preyasi Namo Namaha
जे तुम्हारा शरण लेया तारा वांछा पूर्ण होया
तुम्हारा शरण लिया तारा वांछा पूर्ण होए
कृपा करी कर तारे वृंदावन वासी
कृपा करो तारे वृंदावन वासी
नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्णा प्रेयसी नमो नमः
नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्णा प्रेयसी नमो नमः
मोर ये अभिलाषा विलासा कुंज दियो वासा नयन हरिबो सदा जुगल रूप राशि
सदा युगल रूप राशि
नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्णा प्रेयसी नमो नमः
नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः
हे निवेदन धरा सकहीरा अनुगत करा
निवेदन धरा अनुगत करो
सेवा अधिकार दिया करा निज दासी
सेवाधिकार दिए करो निज दासी
सेवा अधिकार दिया करा निज दासी नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्णा प्रेयसी नमो नमः
नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः
दीन कृष्णा दास काया ए जेना मोरहाया
दीन कृष्ण दास होए ए नमो होए
दीन कृष्णा दास कोए ए जेना मोरा होए
दीन कृष्ण दास होए मोरा होए
श्री राधा गोविंदा प्रेमे सदा जैन भासी
श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेमे सदा येन भाषी
श्री राधा गोविंदा प्रेमे सदा जैन भासी नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्णा प्रेयसी नमो नमः
श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेमे सदा येन भाषी नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः
नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्णा प्रेयसी नमो नमः
नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः
जय तुलसी महारानी की जय वृंदे देवी की जय तुलसी महारानी की
जय
जय
वृंदे देवी की
जय
जय
हरि बोल
हरि
माता जी इतना आज भजन हुआ, एक नरसिंह आरती भी लास्ट में करवा दीजिएगा।
यस प्रभु जी, दैट बी वेरी नाइस। एंड में करेंगे, लास्ट में?
हाँ, एंड में कर देंगे।
यस प्रभु, वो भी फिर आप ही गाएंगे। योर्स इज द बेस्ट आई थिंक।
जैसी आपकी आज्ञा, कृष्णा का माया है।
Yeah, you sang very nicely. This is a new tune that you were singing. I actually was having a little difficulty catching on. I haven't heard this tune. It's a nice tune.
I think I was singing in my own tune. I think I was.
आपने बना दिए हैं सुन के।
अच्छा, अच्छी ट्यून है, इट्स नाइस। जैसे मैंने कहा कि हमें डिफिकल्टी इसलिए हो रही थी क्योंकि हमने सुनी नहीं कभी, तो अच्छी ट्यून थी और समझ नहीं आ रहा था बीच में कि हम अपने गा रहे
कौन वाला है?
हैं।
तुलसी वाला
ये
और फिर-
इस्कॉन का ट्यून है,
हाँ।
लेकिन इसमें हम सुने हैं, लेकिन उतना मेरा जैसे परसेप्शन है, फिर इसको रोज सुबह शाम गा रहे तो अपना एक ट्यून इसमें आ गया है मेरा।
अच्छा अच्छा, ठीक है, परफेक्ट। एवरीबॉडी हैज देयर ओन ऑफरिंग, राइट? वेरी नाइस ऑफरिंग।
Unless somebody else wants to sing Narsingh Arti Kisi. Anybody else knows? Other than Nirbhay Prabhu and Ravi Prabhu. One of the kids knows?
I know, but let them sing, Mataji.
अपनी
I know Narsinga Aarti also.
Oh,
I think Nirva Prabhuji can sing.
Nirbhay Prabhu can sing, I guess. If he
Yeah.
did not, since everybody is singing one, yeah.
Sheetal Mataji, what about Sheetal Mataji?
Sheetal
No.
Mataji, do you know the Narsingh Arti?
हाँ जी
Acha,
Mataji, you can sing then.
Mataji, you sing.
जरूर।
ओरछी माता जी, आप कैसे हैं?
I'm doing good.
Okay, should we start with a reading? We have to try to finish this chapter by next class, I hope. We've been a little slow. So let's read. So we read till 17th actually. 16th and 17th we read. Yes. So 16th, if you remember, Krishna was talking about what are the, I'll go back one. 15th was the one where Krishna was talking about what are the 4 kind of people that do not come to me, right? Naradma, Muda, Dushkratina, Mayaya, Prahidgyana, Asuram Bhavam. So 4 kind of people that do not surrender unto me. And then 16th, he mentions the 4 kind of people that do come to me, right? So Chatur Vidha Bhajante Mam. And what are the Chatur or 4 types? Artho, the distressed. Artharthi, the one who have material desires like ye chahiye, wo chahiye. Jigyasu, who are just curious about what is this process. And Jnani, so the people looking for knowledge. And then 17th, we did that. I'm actually not sure if we did 17th, so we'll start with 17th. So can everybody read one? We'll try to read till 25. We'll just read. I don't know if we can cover all of these, but let's start reading. So grown-ups can read this time. Orchi didn't read. Orchi, you start with 17th.
17.
Mhm.
Of these, the one who is in full knowledge and who is always engaged in pure devotional service is the best, for I am very dear to him and he is dear to me.
Orchi.
Yeah. Manisha, would you like to read the next one?
Yeah. All these devotees are undoubtedly magnanimous souls, but he who is situated in knowledge of me, I consider to be just like my own self. Being engaged in my transcendental service, he is sure to attain me, the highest and the most perfect soul. Sorry.
Okay. Is Avinash here now? Yes. Avinash, can you read number 19th?
Actually, Natasha auntie, I am traveling right now to my
Okay,
home.
that's fine.
I can't see anything, just I can hear.
Okay. Okay, let's, Sheetal Mataji, would you like to read?
Yeah. Chapter 7, Shlok 19. After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare.
Okay, Orchi Mata ji, remember you have memorized this sloka?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is Lalita Mataji there?
She is
Not here.
not here at the moment.
Okay. Anita Mataji, would you like to read this one?
Sure. Text 20. Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires surrender unto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures.
Maybe just two more. I don't think we have time to do so many. Okay. Ravi Prabhu, Murli Prabhu, can you read one each?
Chapter 7, text 21. I am in everyone's heart as the super soul. As soon as one desires to worship some demigod, I make his faith steady so that he can devote himself to that particular deity.
Deity.
Text 22. Endowed with such a faith, he endeavors to worship a particular demigod and obtain his desires. But in actuality, these benefits are bestowed by me alone.
Okay, let's just finish off, I guess. Nirbhay Prabhu, Abhishek Prabhu, and somebody. Oh, Binay Prabhu. Please read these three.
Text 23. Men of small intelligence worship the demigods, and their fruits are limited and temporary. Those who worship the demigods go to the planet of the demigods, but my devotees ultimately reach my supreme planet.
Text 24. Unintelligent men who do not know me perfectly think that I, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, was impersonal before and have now assumed this personality. Due to their small knowledge, they do not know my higher nature, which is imperishable and supreme.
Right. Text 25. I'm never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them, I'm covered by my internal potency, and therefore they do not know that I'm unborn and unfillable.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Okay, so I don't think we need to go back too much because we read about the people that like to come to Krishna, people that do not like to Krishna. And then in 17th, we did very quickly, I think, but Krishna is saying out of these four classes of people, four kinds of pious men, Jana, Sukritino, Arjuna. So Krishna says that there are four kinds of pious men or Sukritino that come to me. And out of those, the best is the one that is seeking for knowledge. So I will open this, I can read it. So these people, he says, Tesham Gyani Nitya Yukta. So Nitya Yukta is somebody who's always engaged in devotional service. So Nitya Yukta, who's always yukt with his mind, body, words, in his heart, he's kept Krishna. So who's Nitya Yukta? That kind of person, and with full knowledge, when he tries to come to me, that kind of person is most dear to me, and I'm very dear to him. So here Krishna tells you who is his favorite devotee. So all four have capabilities. All four are pious people. All four are coming to Krishna. So anybody that comes to Krishna is favorable to Krishna. But he's just saying that coming to me in pure devotional service without any material desires, without any fear, without any greed for this or that, then that person is most favorable to me. So we've talked about this before. We always say jnani or knowledge. So does that mean people that do not have knowledge, people that have not read scriptures or have not associated with the acharyas or sannyasis or saints? So those people are not capable of devotional service. Is that what that means? Krishna is saying that people in full knowledge. So that's not the kind of knowledge Krishna is talking about. Full knowledge doesn't mean that you have to know the shlokas or you have to know Bhagavad Gita by heart or you have to have read the Vedas and all the Bhagavatam and everything. Even simple, actually a lot of simple-minded people are more favorable to Krishna because they surrender very easily. And the reason they surrender is because they understand that they are not everything. They are not the Lord. It's the Krishna who's the Lord. So full knowledge here means that Krishna is the proprietor of everything. He's the creator of everything. He's the cause of all causes. He's the maintainer. He's the supplier. So knowing him to be everything, he is the source of material energy and superior energy both. Knowledge that I'm not this body, I'm the soul. That's the knowledge we're talking about. We're not talking about, there are people that can quote Shastras, that can speak very fluent Sanskrit, whatnot, but they may not be completely surrendered from within. So just knowledge of philosophy or that is not what is favorable to Krishna. That is not what makes a person attractive to Krishna or get Krishna's or Radharani's mercy. So full knowledge basically means knowing that I am not part of this material energy. I am not this body. I am servant of Krishna, and Krishna is my creator and proprietor, and I should do his bidding. I need to aspire to become his servant. That is the kind of knowledge. And with that knowledge, when a person is engaged in bhakti, is the most, Krishna says, is most dear to me, and I'm very dear to him. So we can go to Krishna or, to temple for many reasons, and that's fine. That, like we discussed before, that's all okay. But we should know the ultimate goal. So this is the highest goal, to be engaged in pure devotional service and to acquire full knowledge. But initially we are not that pure. We always go with desires. We always go with some material contamination of our heart. We go because we want this or that. We want more comfortable life. We want to succeed in something. We want something with our career or profession or some benedictions for our family. So we always have some desires initially. But by approaching Krishna, slowly those material desires go away and the purification of the heart starts. So the cleansing process starts. So it's okay to go for those things. And then Krishna says, but that is not the ultimate goal. Ultimate goal is to acquire Krishna prema or the bhakti. So the purification process starts by going to temple. You go to mandir so that you can engage your man in Krishna. You chant the mantra. Manastrayate iti mantra. So mantra means you chant the mantra to control your mind. The one that delivers your mind is mantra. And you start associating with devotees. You start worshipping the deities, and slowly the cleansing process starts. So that's what is mentioned in here. So we may be a sinner, but remember that it's a very famous quote. Nirvay Prabhu likes to quote this one. Every saint has a past and every sinner has a future. So that means this person who's saint today was not always a saint. He had a lot of contamination in the past. He had a lot of desires, material desires, or even he had committed sins or bad karmas in the past. But somehow he got the mercy and got attraction towards Krishna and kept developing on it, kept improving on it, and became a saint. And similarly, we should not completely condemn people that are not surrendered to Krishna today. We should not judge them. And like we were having this discussion last time, because every sinner has a future. So they may become a bigger saint than you are. They may acquire more knowledge than you are. They may be able to go very fast in bhakti. They may be able to surrender. Something happens in your life and that makes you surrender to Krishna. So every sinner has a future. So even though today we are fallen, we have this human life, and we need to make use of this human life to keep progressing.
Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I think I don't remember the full story, but this story actually will fit in very well in this sloka 17. You remember there were two. One was the priest and one was some other general person who asked Narada to ask Vishnu who is coming first.
Yes,
there was one story.
So basically Krishna asked, or Narada asked Krishna, who is your favorite devotee, or who's your favorite? So there are many stories like this, but there is one story like this where he says, who's your favorite devotee? And he shows him a farmer working in the field. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes, something like that. And also there is a priest also in the same town, right?
Yes, something. I don't remember exactly.
That's okay. I don't have the.
Nobody remembers. Okay,
Story that Ravi Prabhu is referring to That is the one. Then there is one priest, and then there is a cobbler or something.
Yes, yes,
That's the
yes,
one
yes.
I know.
Cobbler and priest. And you remember that story, Navya?
Yes.
Oh, okay. नव्या माता जी हरि बोल, बताइए बेटा हमको.
So then Narad Muni asked Krishna, who's a better devotee out of the two? And Krishna said that the
Cobbler
was. Narad Muni asked why, and then Krishna just said, to say to both people that Krishna was putting an elephant through
Yes. Okay. Now I remember. That he can thread elephant through the needle.
Yes.
वो
Thank you, माता जी. Thank you. हाँ, बताइए story.
बोलो.
Good. And he says to tell him to the Brahmana and the cobbler. And so when Narad Muni told to the Brahmana, he said that's not possible. So Narad Muni then knew that that the Brahmana did not have faith in Krishna. But when he asked the cobbler said that he could do that. That Krishna could do that.
So I don't know if everybody understood, but basically Krishna told Narad Muni to tell both cobbler and the priest that Krishna can thread elephant through a needle. And Narad Muni says, that's very weird thing to say, but okay, I will go tell them. He goes to the priest and tells him that, Krishna can thread elephant through a needle. So priest says, what are you talking about? That's not possible. And he actually gives up and he says that's not possible. So Narad Muni says, okay, he does not have faith in Krishna. And when he goes to cobbler and tells him the same thing, cobbler says, oh, it's Krishna, he can do anything. I totally believe you. He can thread elephant through the needle. So if Krishna says he can do that, he can do it. He's capable of anything. So then that's how Narad understood that even though priest had all the knowledge and everything, he did not have faith. If Krishna says I can do something, he can do it. And cobbler, simple-minded, may not have the knowledge and of all the shastras and everything, may not be able to quote scriptures, whatever, but he had just full faith, full surrender. If Krishna said this, then that's it. His word is the last word. So that's why he's more dear to Krishna than the priest, who may be teaching this the whole day, but does not have. So sometimes simple-minded people actually can take up this process easier than people who are very intellectual, because people that are using their logic and intellect too much, to them, spiritual world does not make much sense. Because we are using a limited intelligence. We have very little intelligence. We are using that limited intelligence to understand unlimited. So we have just knowledge of this science. Okay, through this science, elephant cannot be threaded through the needle, or through this knowledge of this science, Krishna cannot pick up Govardhan on his little finger of the left hand. So we will condemn everything spiritual. So actually, Amog Leela, we were listening to Amog Leela's Prabhu's lecture one day, and he gives a beautiful analogy of this, how we cannot understand spiritual. When Krishna comes, we are not able to understand his leelas, right? We are completely bewildered. Like today's Ras Purnima, maximum people cannot understand Ras Leela. So to them, Krishna is dancing with these married women. What is this? He's indulging married women in a dance like that. So that is that is condemned by people. But that is condemned because they are using their material knowledge and understanding to understand his spiritual pastimes. So we have to understand these divine pastimes with more than just material knowledge. That's why we're trying to read Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam to get more understanding of these. So like Amog Leela Prabhu was saying, if you go to a village, they have never seen any technology, let's say, right? They have never seen any electronics. You take a radio to them, and in the radio, there is a woman singing. They will be very mesmerized. What is this? There must be a chudal in this device. They will call the Oja or the Baba. Can you get the chudal? There is a chudal in this box. So, or chudal means a witch or something. So the Oja will come and start, we need to hit it with a stick. He'll hit the radio with the stick and it'll make a loud screaming noise. Okay, she's screaming. She must be in pain. Okay, she must be about to die. Let's keep hitting it. They'll keep hitting the radio and finally the radio will stop. Okay, fine. I got the chudal out of the box. So that's how we behave with spiritual pastimes of Krishna. We try to understand with our knowledge that is very, very small, and think that we can understand these eternal pastimes. So our situation is like that, where you introduce a villager to some new technology and he's like, what is this? What is going on with this? Okay, please share if any other thoughts come to mind.
That's what I thought, because this is what I think. I thought that 17 is saying like te sam gyani niti yukta eka bhakti vishisyate. So जो एक भक्ति एक जब तक surrender नहीं करेंगे, till you surrender, till you have faith, you will not have a devotion. So once you have a devotion, unified devotion, just one, that's it. That's what Krishna himself declares here, right in the chapter 7. He is the Priya, he is the most dear to him. So I thought that story I was trying to recall, but I always told you that Navya Mata is my guru. She remembers a lot of stuff.
Yes, Prabhuji. And remember that the last word in Bhagavad Gita. So we are saying that Bhagavad Gita, we are saying we are humans, we have very limited knowledge, very limited intelligence. We do not have enough time, and especially in Kali Yuga, we are very, very contaminated by material science and everything, that we have no way, not enough time, not enough age to read all the Vedas, understand all the scriptures, or associate with sadhus and acharyas to get better understanding, right? We agree, all of us agree on that, and that's very logical thing, right? Everybody can understand. So that's why we're reading Bhagavad Gita, because we are saying Bhagavad Gita is the sar of all the scriptures, okay? And the last word in Bhagavad Gita is this shloka, 18.66. I know that Ravi Prabhu and many others have memorized this. Sarva dharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarv papebhyo mokshayashyami ma shucha. So Krishna, this is the last word in Bhagavad Gita. This is the sar of Bhagavad Gita. So if we have to quote one thing from Bhagavad Gita, we forget everything else in all these sessions. One thing to remember is Krishna says, surrender unto me, abandon all varieties of religion, sarva dharman parityaja, abandon everything. So, and then ma mekam sharanam raja, just come to my sharan alone, my surrender alone. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo, main tumhe sare papo se, I will deliver you from all the sins. Moksha Shami, deliver you. Ma Shucha, do not fear. Ma Shucha, do not fear. So this is a very, very solid promise Krishna has made. No other scripture, nothing ever promises like Krishna promises in this, that I will deliver you from all sins, just surrender unto me, abandon everything else. So abandon all religion means what? So are we saying that a Muslim should not practice his religion and take Bhagavad Gita? No, we're not saying that. Are we saying Christians should not read Bible or not follow Jesus? No. They should follow their God and completely surrender into them. The problem is people do not surrender to, all scriptures are saying the same thing. All scriptures are saying surrender unto God. But the problem is people are not reading their scriptures and not surrendering to their God. We are thinking we are the Lord. We are thinking everything belongs to me. We are just me with me as the center, and there is no conception of God. So that is, so dharman doesn't mean that abandon your religion. Dharman means the made up religion, the things that you think are religion. We think, for example, that karma hi puja hai, like we were talking last time. We think like karma is some kind of big benediction that will deliver us. No, it actually entangles you more. So limit your activities, limit your excessive fruitive work. There are so many other things we think are dharma. Those are all mundane beliefs that we need to give up. and just surrender to Krishna with wholeheartedness. So I think we got deviated from our initial discussion. Okay, so here Krishna says, who's my favorite devotee? And then Krishna highlights them more, that Udar means magnanimous. Udar, like we use it as a common word in Hindi, that somebody is very Udar Hriday ka hai, like very magnanimous souls. That all these devotees that come to me are very magnanimous souls, right? Why are they magnanimous? They're coming to Krishna, but why are they magnanimous? So at least they understand that there is a bigger, higher authority, right? They are not thinking that I am everything. So at least they are giving into some higher authority. So it is better than being atheistic. It is better than thinking that I am the Lord of everything. So at least they are bowing down to some higher supreme authority than them. And then out of those magnanimous souls, again, Krishna mentions that person who's engaged in my devotional service or bhakti is most dear to me. So we can quickly do this because it's the same thing. Krishna is reinforcing his point. Astita sahi yuktatma. So he uses the word yukta very frequently. Krishna uses the word yukta or yuktatma very frequently. Yukt means somebody who is constantly engaged in devotional service. So you see here, engaged in devotional service. Mam eva uttamam gatim. Uttam means perfect gati. So Krishna here himself says that reaching me is the uttam gati. Reaching me is the best, highest perfection, highest goal of life. So that's the understanding we need to come to, that human life is given to us to reach this uttam gati. Otherwise, we will be wasting it. If we are running behind 10 different things, we will be wasting it. So yes, so we have been given this process to reach him by being yuktatma, and then you can reach the highest perfection, the ultimate destination. So Krishna says, I am mam eva uttamam gatim, that mine is the only highest perfection or highest destination. So it's a very, very clear instruction here. So he says, and then in the purport, Prabhupada highlights that people that are engaged in constant devotional service or people that are yuktatma, they always keep Krishna in their heart. They always think of Krishna and Krishna always thinks of them. So in everything they see Krishna. If something good happens, they say Hari Bol. If something bad happens, they say Hari Bol. Meaning both were, you do your own effort, like Krishna says, you do your work because you're supposed to. Use your own intelligence, but he is giving us the right intelligence, and with that intelligence do whatever is best possible and then leave the results unto me, and if it is good or bad, whatever, you surrender and the result unto me. So with that knowledge, they deal with both good and bad. And those, remember, we've talked about dualities. So people that are constantly engaged in devotional service, they're not easily distracted by duality. So if it is winter or summers, if it is winter and summer represents happiness or distress, success or failure, right? Good fortune, bad fortune, those things are part of life. So dualities will always be there. There will always be upside, downsides, because we are stuck in this material nature. So something good or bad will keep happening, but they are not affected by the good and bad. Okay, can everybody share their thoughts, understandings on this?
Avni Mata, do you have any comment? No.
Mata, do you remember we talked about dualities long time back in second chapter, right? So, and we talked about Sthit Pragya, who is constantly, who knows his goal. He's not getting deviated easily by the goal. He knows that Krishna is my goal. He stays on that path. He keeps Krishna in his heart, so he's not affected by the dualities. And that is why he's able to tolerate the tough situations. He can do austerities because he knows that he's doing for Krishna. He can, sees Krishna in everything. He treats people he's equanimous, so he treats people same because he sees Krishna in everybody, right? So this is the situation of a pure devotee. It's mentioned in Brahma Samhita. So the Brahma Samhita is Brahma's prayers to Krishna, right? So Brahma Samhita says, Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena santa sadeva hrideshu vilokayanti yam shama sundaram achintaya guna swarupam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. So Brahma is praying to Krishna, Govinda. Hey Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is Sham Sundar, Achintya Guna Swarupam, who is inconceivable with innumerable forms and attributes, gunas, whom the pure devotee sees in their heart of hearts. So Prem Anjana Churita means what? Anjan kya hota? Anjan is ointment, right? We say that apply the anjan or balm in Hindi, right? Anjan. So anjan is ointment. So pure devotees have the ointment of love applied on their eyes. So prem ka anjan, who have the eyes of devotion tinged with the salve. Salve is ointment. So who have salve of love applied on their eyes, and with pure bhakti vilochanena, with pure bhakti they see in their heart. Santa sadeva hrideshu vilokayanti. That Santa means the knowledgeable people. Look inside, always see Krishna inside their heart. They see the Sham Sundar form of Krishna. They see the innumerable attributes of Krishna. To that primeval Lord Govinda I worship. So that's Brahma's. So Brahma Samhita is full of Brahma's prayers to Krishna. And this is very, very strong prayer because it mentions the situation of a pure devotee, how their eyes are always anointed with love for Krishna. So they are always able to see Krishna in their heart. So they're not easily deviated. Okay, we'll come to this one later. And then Prabhupada in the purport has quoted this shlok from Bhagavatam. So this is from Bhagavatam, 9th canto, 9th canto, 4th chapter, 68th shloka. The pure devotee is always within the core of my heart, and I am always in the heart of the pure devotee. My devotees do not know anything else but me, and I do not know anything else but them. So he says that sadhavo hridyam mayam, that I am in the heart of sadhus. Sadhunam hridyam tva aham, and I am in their hearts. So Krishna will keep you in. So our goal is to stay in the heart of Krishna, and the only way possible is by keeping him in your heart. So he gives a very clear instruction that I am in sadhu's heart and sadhu is in my heart. So you may remember this. I don't know who it was that asked Vishnu, who are you always meditating on? Why are you in with his eyes closed? Who does Krishna meditate on? I think Narad Muni asked, somebody asked Krishna. So Krishna replies that I'm meditating on my devotees. So he always meditates on, he keeps thinking of them, and that is why they never fall down, right? Who remembers that shloka? Tipram Bhakti Dharmatma. I think I had given it to somebody.
Avani knows. Bol na ke? हाँ,
Shikram bhavati dharmatma shashvat chantam nigachati kaunteya pratijanahi name bhakta pranashyati.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So yes, Mataji, very, very beautiful. Shikram bhavati dharmatma shashvat shantim nigachati kaunteya pratijanahi name bhakta pranashyati. Very, very strong promise. We have not come to this chapter yet, but the Bhagavad Gita keeps getting more and more beautiful by each chapter. So 9th chapter, he promises he quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. So Krishna asks Arjun, tell everybody that my devotee never perishes. That is the reason Arjun never perished, because Arjun, you think, I mean, Bhishma Pitama could not have killed Arjun? Within 1 second, he could have killed Arjun. Bhishma Pitama, who had defeated Parshuram, right, could not defeat the whole army of Pandavas. He was stronger than much more stronger than the whole Pandavas army. But the only reason they won was because Krishna was on their side. And because Krishna has promised that my devotee never perishes. So Krishna is making a very strong promise here that if you surrender unto me, you become righteous. So even though initially we are fallen, we are not righteous. We have contaminations in our heart. We have committed many sins. We are still sinful. But eventually we become righteous. We will attain lasting peace. And he says that you will never perish. So never perish doesn't mean materially you will not have problems. Materially, there will always be problems. There will always be success and failure and paisa aega, jayega, deaths in the family. So many things. There will always be those things. But you will stay calm. You will stay. You will be able to deal with those problems much better because you have surrendered to Krishna. So you know that it is Krishna as well. The only reason today's last day of Bhishma Panchak, so we remember a very strong promise that um, Krishna helped Bhishma Pitama keep, right? So in this way, Krishna keeps everybody's, keeps his devotees in his heart and does not let them perish. Even Arjun's promise that he said, I will kill Jayadratha. And he had no idea how he would kill Jayadratha. But Krishna made it possible. Krishna was the game changer, right? Every single time Krishna changed the game. Bhim was almost losing to Duryodhan, but then Krishna was the game changer, right? He showed how to kill Duryodhan and how to kill Bhishma Pitama. Bhishma Pitama had taken a vow to never be killed. He could not never be killed. He could decide his time of death. So he not only kept that promise that he can decide his time of death, he glorified Bhishma Pitama so much. Bhishma Pitama is one of the 12 Mahajans. He glorified Bhishma Pitama. This is the chapter, if anybody wants to read, this is the chapter from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 9th chapter, passing away of Bhishma Deva in the presence of Lord Krishna. So Krishna made sure that he was there in front of Bhishma Pitama so that when Bhishma Pitama passes, he can see Krishna. Bhishma Pitama was always meditating on the forms of Krishna. He was meditating how Krishna came running at him with the wheel in his hand, the chariot wheel in his hand, how his drape, Krishna's drape was flying away, how Krishna was all dusty, how the beads of sweat were on his body, and how he was looking so angry, eyes red with anger. He had come running at Bhishma Pitama to kill him. And Bhishma Pitama immediately put his weapons away and surrendered on the field. On the field, he surrendered and invited Krishna, please come and kill me. This will be the most glorious death for any devotee if Krishna comes and kills me himself. And so he surrendered. And then in the end, when Bhishma Pitama was about to pass away, Krishna made sure that Bhishma Pitama gives all the instructions to Yudhishthira Maharaj. So everybody knows that Bhishma Pitama gives the instructions to Yudhishthira Maharaj on how to rule the Hastinapur, how to rule the kingdom, how to rule wisely, because Bhishma Pitama was one of the most important statesmen of that time, most important Kshatriya and most important statesman. So Krishna chose him. He could have given the instructions to Yudhishthira Maharaj as well, just like he gave to Arjun, but he let Bhishma Pitama give those instructions to Yudhishthira. So that is how Krishna treats his devotees if we keep him in our hearts. Okay, I think I spoke quite a bit. Please, everybody, share their thoughts.
But to the point.
Yes, Prabhu, but anybody else has any understandings, stories, anything, pastimes coming to mind, please share.
No, I think you covered everything, Mataji, very beautifully. The whole summary is just surrender and how one will surrender. So basically, Krishna spoke 700 verses. So 699 he spoke just to tell you that you have to surrender when it came to the 700, the last verses of the Gita. So like 699 is needed for us to know why we have to surrender. So how you can surrender? Because unless we have a devotion and faith, we will never surrender. We always use our intellect, right? the little logic that we have. So in order to get that logic out of the way, that 699 verses are there in Gita.
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you. Uncle, would you like to share something? Or Nirbhay Prabhu? You good? Murli Prabhu, you want to share something? I can't hear you.
I said I'm good.
Okay, let's, Orchi had learned this shloka. Let's recite it after Orchi a few times. This is very, very important shloka. Orchi, would you like to recite it?
Sure. Bahunam Jannam Jamanam Ante
Bahunam Janma Namante
Jananvan Mam Pradite
Jnanvan prapadyate
Vasudeva Sharmam Iti
Vasudeva Sarvamiti
Sa Mahatma Surdalava
Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha.
Anybody else wants to recite?
Bahunam Janma Namante Jnanvan Mam Prapadyate
Bahunam Janma Namante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate
Vasudeva Sarvam Iti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha.
Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha.
Anybody else wants to say? Okay. So it basically says very, very clear here, Bahunam Janmanamante, like after many, many births. Bahunam Janmanam means many births. Jnanvan Mam Prapadyate, the knowledgeable people surrender unto me. Prapadyate means surrender unto me. Vasudev Sarvamiti, but Vasudev is everything. Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. That and the great soul that comes to that understanding is very rare. So Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. So look at the Sanskrit here. Durlabh means something rare, right? Something very difficult to achieve or find. Sudurlabh means very, very rare. So when we say Sudurlabh, that means very, very rare. So it's not just rare, very, very rare to find such a great soul who has, who comes to me or who says that Vasudeva is Sarvamiti, Vasudeva is everything. So again, we remember from Brahma Samhita, the first shloka, Brahma Samhita shloka is where Brahma is glorifying Krishna and says that you are everything, right? Ishvara Parma Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha, Anadiradir Govinda, Sarvakarana Karanam. So there Brahma says that Krishna is everything. He's the cause of all causes. He's Anadir, Adir means he's eternal, he's most knowledgeable. So Ishvara Parma Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. So Sarva Karana Karanam means somebody who's the cause of all causes. Like we have a cause, right? We are not causeless. We have a cause. We came from our parents. We are here for a reason. Certain laws of karma have decided why we are here, right? We are here to fulfill certain. We are entangled in the laws of karma, and that's why we are here. So everybody has a cause, but one who is without any cause, and who is the cause of all causes, he has caused us to be here. He's causing, जिसे कहते हैं ना पत्ता भी नहीं हिलता जिसकी permission के बिना. He causes everything. He's the cause of all causes. Is the Sarva Karana Karanam, that is Krishna. Anadir, जिसका कोई अंत and beginning नहीं है, like no beginning and no end. Anadir Adir. Govinda stands for, is one of the names of Krishna, but Govinda basically means, who will tell meaning of Govinda?
Govinda means one gives the pleasure for everything, right?
Yes, Prabhu. Gives pleasure to all senses.
All senses, yes.
So go means senses, Binda means pleasure. Govinda, somebody who gives pleasure to all senses. Govinda. That Govinda is Anadar Adar Sarva Karna Karnam Satchidanand Vigraha and Ishvara Parma Krishna. So that is why we call him Supreme Personality of Godhead. So like Goswami, Go means senses, Swami means controller. So somebody who has controlled their senses is a Goswami. We are Godas, at least I am a Godas, who's controlled by their senses. But people that can control their senses are Goswamis, right? So Go means senses. So Govinda means who gives pleasure to the senses.
Govinda, Govinda.
Also called Govinda, ka another meaning hota hai that the one who gives pleasure to cows. But mainly it means who gives pleasure to senses. That's why we are encouraged to immerse our senses in Krishna, right? So that's why we do hearing, right? Seeing, speaking Krishna's name, eating prasadam and smelling the good food and tasting the good food, right? So smell the food. So that is all Krishna's glory we were talking about. But in the purport, Prabhupada mentions that the initial steps of self-realization are sense and mind control, right? And to decrease your attachments, to acquire some knowledge, to be in association of devotees. So these things take a long time. These things sometimes take, some people take very, very long time, right? Like we take very, very long time, gradual process. That is why it takes us bahunam janmanam. It takes us many, many births. But our senior acharyas and our senior devotees keep encouraging that we do not know what life will get next time. We may not get a human life, and human life is the only life where you can you have higher intelligence to understand these higher truths, to come to Krishna or to understand God. Otherwise we are wasting this human life, right? So human life is very durlabh, sudurlabh. It is 8.4 million species that we have to keep going through to come to human life. So if we are wasting all that time in very, very slowly progressing through the different things, then that will take forever. Many, many janams, bahunam janmanam it will take. We don't have bahunam janmanam. We have to try to accomplish as much as possible in this life. That is why we say do not, when we were talking about prayas last time, people are doing extra prayas, extra hard work, extra materialistic, this, that. But that is just wasting the time. If you have just enough to maintain your family, your body together and just enough, then you just use rest of the time to in spiritual advancement. So time is already flying by very, very quick. Already so many people died in coronavirus. So millions of people died throughout the world. Within a year, they were gone. So we never know when death will come. So every moment we need to surrender and try to get closer to this path, take it seriously rather than wasting. So, but initial steps are sense and mind control, and sometimes we are just struggling with that through the whole life. Right? We are struggling with, okay, which should we read Bhagavad Gita or should we not read Bhagavad Gita? There is not time to waste, just read. That is why I think Mataji is asking, read in the morning or daytime. No time to waste, just read. Kali Yuga, many, many things are forgiven. So more important is to get closer to Krishna, acquire knowledge, get sense control, mind control, association of devotees, eat prasadam, all this as much as possible and as soon as possible. There is no time to explore and all this. So we've been given the process. It's very, very simple. It's in our hands, and we can. So, but if we do, even if we gradually advance, Krishna says everything you do will go into your spiritual bank balance and you will get credit for that next life and next life. You'll keep getting credit. So even if we could not finish the process in this life, that's fine. Whatever you did will be added to your spiritual bank balance. But whatever you did materially will be lost at the end of this life. The only thing you take with you is the spiritual credit that you built in this life. How many times you chanted, how many times you sang Kirtan, how much Bhagavad Gita you read, how much Vaishnav Seva you did. Did you eat prasadam or ate other nonsense food? So all that will go into spiritual credit. So then next life you get better association of devotees, better resources to engage in devotional service. You come to knowledge faster. Maybe as a child, maybe not at 50, 40 plus years like we're doing now. Maybe as a child you come into this knowledge. So that is what is the import of this, that we don't have too much time to waste. Not Bahunam Janmanam is not the goal. Anybody wants to add anything? Or
Now, even after knowing this fact that we are discussing now, like we have, this is a very precious human life, and every minute, every second we should use for the spiritual development. This gyan is there almost like, say for example, in even if this our small group, say 10 people, we have this knowledge. Still, there are people like us who struggle to use that time for the spiritual development. We still get so much sense gratification is there that we gets like completely distracted, and whenever we have time we do different thing besides spiritual development work. So it is like, again, there has to be something else beside this, just this knowledge. Because I know for sure, like in this group itself, we have people who have this knowledge, but still that time is being used for something else, not the spiritual development. So don't you think that has to be some other kind of a mercy coming from Krishna?
yes, Prabhuji, very, very nice point. Very, very nice point. I was actually coming to that. So yes, you're very, very right. So actually, I've written it in my notes that what makes us advance faster, what makes us come into this process faster, or how would we get to our destination, even though we may be committing so many sins. We have accumulated so many sins from past lives. How would we overcome all of that? It seems almost impossible. We are eternal beings, right? We are eternal entities. So we have, I don't know how many sins we have collected over the past lives. So one thing is causeless mercy of Krishna or Guru or the devotee, right? Causeless mercy. So one of the example comes to mind is always acquire blessings, always collect blessings. Like Ravan, if you see, was always collecting curses. I can't remember the number, but he has the maximum number of curses ever acquired by anybody. He was cursed by almost everybody. So, so we have to try not to become the Ravan. We have to try to collect the blessings. So blessings from anybody, even they may be materialistic people, you still collect their blessings. So in that way we get causeless mercy of Krishna. So you're right, we are conditioned souls. We are very forgetful. We cannot keep Krishna in our mind all times. We do not have eyes anointed with love and bhakti. So we are engaged in material, all this. So all we can do is just show our struggle to Krishna, show our effort. As much as whatever we can do, whatever is in our effort, make efforts there, collect all the blessings, prayers, not only to Krishna but also praying to our devotees and to other people that are closer to Krishna to get us there, right? So that's why we pray to Prabhupada, we pray to our acharyas. When we do our opening prayers, we pray to everybody. So so many things that we can do to get closer to Krishna and to get causeless mercy. Chanting, even though you're not able to focus your mind, still chant. It's the struggle that matters. And slowly everything gets, the purification happens. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, I think that the effort and the struggle is the very valid information. I have heard this from uh, other ISKCON devotee too. Like if we start putting our effort and we start to struggle, that yes, Krishna, I want your mercy, then he basically becomes like, ocean of mercy, like Kirpa Sindhu, and then you get the kirpa. But unless we start putting the effort, because if you see in the Gita itself, it will come. Krishna always fulfills your wishes. If you have the wishes to connect to him and get his mercy, he will fulfill that. But if you have a wishes to do something else, like, okay, Krishna, give me this, or like, okay, Krishna, let me sleep more, Krishna, let me let's say watch more TV, Krishna, let me have more food, He's going to fulfill that wishes too, because whatever you wish is right within the heart and he is fulfilling that. So it's the effort that you just mentioned. Which direction you are putting your effort in.
Yes, Prabhuji.
And I think experience wise also I can see it happens. If you don't put an effort, it doesn't happen.
Yes, Prabhuji. That is why the first step is knowledge. At least we are, even if we are not able to reach our destination, we're at least all struggling together. We are at least know that we are not this body. We know that we have this human life, which is very precious. We know that Krishna is the destination. At least knowledge, right? And then keep putting in your efforts. I just want, I've shown this shloka before, just wanted to show this shloka by Prahlad Maharaj when his father asked him, Hiranyakashipu, what do you learn in school? So he tells him this shloka, Kaumara acharet pragyo dharman bhagvataniha durlabham manusham janma tad api adhruvam arthadam. Kaumara acharit pragyo, that this is something you practice as a child. So once you have crossed 5 years of age, you start practicing, right? Some people say, why read Bhagavad Gita? These are just kids. Why are you teaching Bhagavad Gita to them? Why are you giving all this knowledge to them? No, this is something you learn as a child. Because if all this conditioning, material contamination happens by the time you're 60, 70 years old, you're contaminated. So contaminated, you cannot get purified. Then you need more purification. So you want to start the process early. Durlabham manusham janma. It is very, very rare to find human birth. We do not value it because we do not remember our last births. We do not know if we were a cockroach before or a lizard. So we think that this is it. This is not it. Krishna keeps emphasizing on the value of this human birth. So durlabham manusham janma. I just wanted to share that.
We could not see your screen last time, Mataji. But anyway, we understood the whole sloka.
See it, Prabhuji?
Yeah, now we see it. Yeah, but we heard you. It was very clear.
So from Kaumar age, from childhood, we have to. That's why we are teaching our children also. And another important thing, Bhagavad Gita. So I know that we have new members here. So Bhagavad Gita is not it is considered Hindu scripture, right? Hindu religion book. But actually Bhagavad Gita Krishna never mentioned Hindu religion anywhere. So this is not just for Hindus. This is for anybody and everybody. This is the manual of human life. This is how we need to conduct our human life. That is what it is about. Any Christian, any color, any faith, any religion can read it. It's not about, we understand the term, we confuse between religion and spirituality a lot. So need to understand that we are anything that nourishes our spirit soul is spirituality. We're catering to our spirit soul. Religion is just a means to achieve Krishna, to achieve God. And every sect has devised their own religion to achieve their God in different ways. But ultimately, the goal is to achieve God. And spirituality is the path. So you can call it whatever religion you want to call it. It doesn't matter. So I don't want people to think that we are, differentiating. That is why in Krishna consciousness, you see our acharyas are of different colors, different faiths. Haridas Thakur, who is the Nam Acharya, I don't know if everybody's familiar with Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur was a Muslim. So I don't know if Ravi Prabhu Sheetal Mataji remember that painting where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was carrying Haridas Thakur in his arms, because when he passed away, people were not respectful of him, but he carried him in his body to do his last rites himself. So we do not care what religion, we do not care what color, we do not different. That is why Krishna says you are equanimous. We are spirit souls, we are not this body. The religion is this body's dharma, but our soul's dharma is just being in service of Krishna. So soul does not differentiate between colors and religions and Hindu hai, Muslim hai, brown hai, black hai, white hai, language kya hai, country kya hai. We do not differentiate based on that. This is equanimous. Just wanted to show that painting. Yes, this painting of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu carrying Haridas Thakur. Can everybody see that?
Yes, Mataji.
So Haridas Thakur was Namacharya. Namacharya means that he used to chant Krishna's holy names throughout the day. He used to, jo hum chanting 16 times karte hain, he used to do 192 rounds a day. That is why he's called Namacharya. 192 rounds. So I think we should stop here if we have to do the Narasimha Arti. We did till Shloka 19. 20th starts on a very different theme of demigods. And then Krishna talks about demigods for next several shlokas. So we can start on that theme next time.
Okay.
Please, if anybody has any questions, do ask.
I just calculated 192 rounds into a minute. So looks like he was chanting for like 20 hours a day.
Yes, Prabhuji. There are more than 1 lakh names of Krishna.
Like according to my speed, it takes me like 7 or 8 minutes one round. So if I start 192, basically 24 hours.
Prabhuji. We're not, I mean, these are sannyasis, so you're capable.
Yes, no, I'm just thinking like 192 rounds means basically 95% of his time he's chanting. That's what is Namacharya.
As a grasta, whatever we can do, if you can do 4 rounds, 8 rounds, 16 rounds, plus eating prasadam, plus reading Bhagavad Gita, chanting, whatever kirtan, or just spreading them, whatever you can do is good.
Vaishnav seva karna bahut zaruri hai.
Yes, Prabhuji. And like we said, the first step is always just knowledge. And so at least we are coming to that platform where we know that we are not everything.
And before that, Mataji, association, right association. That's the first and foremost.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, Narsingh Aarti गाएंगे Mataji. ला भजन ला Allah. No, Mataji will sing.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste
Narasimhaya.
Praladadayine.
Praladadayine.
Hiranyakashipu
Shilatanganathalaye.
Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha.
Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha.
Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsimha.
Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsimha.
Nahi Narsimha Hriday Narsimha.
Bahe Narsimha Hriday Narsimha.
Narasimhadum Sharanam Prapade.
Narasimhadim Sharanam Prapade.
Tava Kara Kamala Varenaka Adbhuta Shringar. Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubhinga. Keshwagita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare. Jai Jagadish Hare. Jai Jagadish Hare.
Tava Kara Kamala Varenaka Adbhuta Shringar. Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubhinga. Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare. Jai Jagadish Hare. Jai Jagadish Hare. Keshavadita
Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare. Jai Jagadish हरे
केशव धृता नर हरि रूपा जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
जय नरसिंह देव नरसिंह देव नरसिंह देव जय नरसिंह देव
जय नरसिंह देव
नरसिंह देव नरसिंह देव जय नरसिंह देव
प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज
जय
प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज
प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद
जय
प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव
जय गुरुदेव
गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव
हरे
कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा
हरे हरे
हरे राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा हरे
कृष्णा
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम
राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्णा
कृष्णा हरे हरे
हरे राम
Hare
हरे राम
राम राम
हरे
हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा
कृष्णा
हरे कृष्णा
कृष्णा
कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे
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 हरे राम हरे राम
हरे हरे
हरे हरे
बोल
हरि बोल।
Hare Bol.
हरि बोल। कार्तिक मास की
जय।
रास लीला की
जय
रास पूर्णिमा की
जय
भीष्म पंचक की
जय
तुलसी महारानी की
जय
तुलसी विवाह की
जय
और ग्लोरीज टू श्रील प्रभुपाद।
All glories to Sri Prabhupada.
हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna.